Okay, well, hello world. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good whatever, wherever you are. This is Maria Vanga, right? And the last time I spoke was on Saturday. Wow. Okay, I sometimes don't like talking on Monday because I have work and things to do and stuff like that. But family is good. So one of my favorite cousins reaches out to me and says, "Hey, find me a woman." I'm like, "Are you serious? Your time not reach?" He say, "Yeah, I want to settle down." I'm like, "Okay, well, so what are you looking for?" And they tell me what they're looking for, and I'm like, "What can you offer?" And they tell me what they can offer. I say, "Okay, you know me now. I can only go and announce it on Facebook because that way many people would see it, and I don't know many people that I can start writing to one by one and asking them, do you want, do you want, do you want?" I mean, what's the big deal about matchmaking, right? It's like you can even have an online dating site. When I was in Europe, I went on an online dating site, and that's how I was lucky to have my superhero for 2 good years, and we are still friends up to today. So whatever anybody says about trusting God, praying, and all of those things, any of them, it can happen anyhow. So look, if you're a young lady and you are watching and you think that, well, I want to give it a try. I mean, you know me, I'm not going to take it upon myself to be doing this kind of thing for just any fellow. And if I even just think for 1 minute that this is somebody who can abuse a woman, for me that's no, 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 no. I mean, abuse like insult or beat or stuff like that. No, 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 no. I will not even put my hand. I actually even told him, even if I would love for you to settle that, I don't want to get involved, because I don't want that there should be something tomorrow and then. So all I want to do is set people up for a blind date, and then I'm not there anymore. Whatever you are doing, I don't want to know whether it's working out or it's not working out. I'm not going to be a firefighter in that relationship. So I wanted to do a live video to kind of like say this is it. I'm just doing this out of love for my cousin, and also because, well, some young girl might be lucky out there. I know who I'm talking about. I mean, a very generous person, a clean person. Sometimes there are some things that you just pay attention to. When you see a guy who can use a white towel for some days and that towel stays white, or who can put his bathing slippers somewhere, who can, those small things like that, who would dress meticulously and love it. Yeah, I like those kind of things. I don't want people who are all over the place, scattered and stuff, and stingy, and controlling and all of those things. Nada. I have many cousins and stuff. There's some I can vouch for. There's some I will not even pass near their stories. I say, if you are going that way, you're on your own. But there's some I can say, those ones. And one thing that has struck me somehow is that some of those my over good cousins, they have had some amber women in their lives before they finally got some good ones. But those maniacal ones, they're the ones who are having, those good women. And I'm like, how this thing dey work? Then they say this one not balanced. So I'm like, well, talk your own, let people hear. And if people want to really think about it, I mean, sometimes it's like, for the women in particular, I'm talking to women, right? You should know what you want before you get into that relationship. After you say, "Oh, I've been disappointed," what was the appointment in the first place? And just like coincidence, my mark motivate for this week is like, behind every disappointment there's an appointment. Focus on that appointment. If you have been disappointed by men before, why were you disappointed? And were you also disappointing? Because not only a matter of the men disappointing you, were you yourself disappointing? I was disappointing in my marriage. I was disappointed because I didn't even know what I was getting into the first place. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. I didn't have no checklist, all of those things. And then once they started dancing, me too, I started dancing, and it was big catastrophe. Because sometimes you can go you silent, you say you're not talking to a man and stuff. The man will want you to talk to him, and he would even spank you. "Oh, my darling, don't worry, this won't end like this. I'm relaxing." He would spank you. He would do all kinds of things just to make you understand that, or whether think that he is the head and stuff. So if you meet a man who is not violent, who can communicate, who can express himself, right? Who can even, well, some people prayer is important, and for me prayer, all kinds of forms you can pray, but who fears God, or who respects the sanctity of life, who knows that I'm just as human as he is, and to be human means to err, but it also means to air it out, so you can make a mistake and you can talk about that mistake, but you should know it, that that's what you want as a girl, and you should be able to talk with this person. Don't be so excited, like, no, I'm not giving him anybody's number, so just in one day, no, I will not give no number today. I may give it 3 days from today, but not today like this, so that people should calm down, because that is how they look at it. I'm telling you, I've been with many, I cannot even count the number. I'm telling you, even now there's another person. Look, if you make like you are hot, they will play with you, or they would get whatever they want to get from you and then move on, because they themselves at some point, especially when they're getting to this kind of age where they want to settle, they don't want to settle with some over excited or over anxious or over I want to just, unless you are Harry and Meghan, maybe when they met their first night they spoke for whether it's 3 hours or stuff like that, but and then but they did not get married the next month, so it was a whole process. So just know that even if I give him that number today, it will be a whole process. But then if you start giving people's numbers today, and then there are like 5 people, and then he starts calling all of you, and then he starts to see which one can give him what people call cookie or whatever, why not? He's a man. He might now start saying, but if there are already many like this, then let me just sample all of them and then see which one I can just try out in bed and all of those kind of things. So no, so for me it is really an opportunity to also help him, because I'm not sure he knows exactly or everything he wants, or if he's so ready and all of those things. Boys are boys now, and I know the person I'm talking about, is a musician, so maybe he's even singing some songs and jumping all over the place, so that's how he's going to jump around you too. I don't know, but so you, the girl too, are you ready? Do you know yourself? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you can compromise? I mean, some basic things are good to know from the beginning. It's not like, we'll go discover what? Ask some questions. When he says he wants an independent woman, a strong woman, a woman who is like you, like me, how? A woman who is not fat, a woman who loves sports. They checklist plenty. So I'm like, okay, I don't know, but that he will not get all of it, because the woman might be independent, but independent doesn't necessarily mean she's already working or she's earning an income. Independent means that, well, she's trying her best, she's hustling, and maybe she's not more living with her parents, and she can think for herself. There's independence of thoughts. Not the type like, we'll go outside today, anyway, wait till you go chop, anything, no. And then you start to get angry, and then you're like, oh, I'm being disrespected. How respectful were you of your own self in the beginning? Don't just be so excited because he's cute. He has 6 packs. Okay, fine. So anytime he wants, you are ready. And then after a while, you will start to say, oh, he does not respect me. Anytime he just wants, he just drinks, he just smokes. You have to even know, can you stand a person who smokes? Can you stand a person who drinks? Those are some details I'm going to give you. If you come to me and I ask you, what do you want? Tell me. Don't start telling me, well, tell me more about him. No. You yourself, what do you want? It's not knowing about him that is going to make you decide whether you want something from a man, because it must not be my cousin, but it should at least help you to prepare for, when you meet somebody. And you're not going to get ready when you meet somebody and get ready overnight. No. Use this time of singlehood. That's why, like, when people are making this thing, I see people fighting on Facebook about people, whether you're married or not married. I'm like, use your singlehood time to get to know you, fall in love with you, know the things you want, stuff like that. So that when you sit with a guy and he wants a self-confident woman, that means not the girl who is going to sit down and be making a list or checking her eyelash or all of those things. It is not that out. As much as the beauty can count, but it is going to be more of the inside. Why? Because this is somebody who has had enough of that beauty out there, the figure eights and all of those things. So that he wants somebody he can relate with. So he's not going to relate with the slim, the whether it's slim or the color or the eyelash or the red lipstick and all of those things. No. So focus more on your inside you and what you are also expecting or what you would tolerate inside, not his physique like that, because only that physique, you know, somebody can even have it today, tomorrow they get into an accident, one leg is gone or this or that and that, and then you will start saying, no, I cannot stand it, I cannot live with you. No, that's so wrong. It should be the person's character. The chemistry is just for that first day now. If people just see each other, and sometimes there's not even going to be any chemistry. Sometimes there wouldn't be any chemistry immediately. You will spend some time talking, some few days and everything before chemistry comes. Must it even come? If not, we'll not be talking about Beauty and the Beast, right? What is Beauty doing with a beast? So, please, young girls, you're listening to me. I'm not that kind of excited matchmaker. I'm a matchmaker. I'm not even, first of all, that's not my job. But because my cousin has put this on me, and because I would really love for him to settle, whether it works out now or it doesn't work out, I will be grateful. I'm like, he's the one. I don't ask me anybody, hey, you know, he married and all of those things. So no. But now that he has done so, I've taken it upon myself to help, and I'm putting it out there. You never know. But I also want to use this as an opportunity to say, young girls, please, all those keeping rings I used to do before like this, all those things, you can go and listen. You can think it's a joke, you know, you rush and go, when I give him my number, he's calling you, okay, can we meet? Yeah, you meet, and you go and do, you are mesmerized by him. He's bluffing you up with all his adventures and all those, their talks and everything. Because the way you behave, that first meeting, he already knows. A man will know whether this is a woman I even want to meet a second, third time, fourth time or not. Sometimes when you even keep, the other day I was talking about keeping quiet now. Listen, observe. Even that listening itself and nothing. Observe, look at him. Look even at the way he's eating. Is he eating like some, I don't know what, or at least he can pick up the fork and the knife, use it, put it down, lift up the glass, put it down, you know, talk some, also keep quiet and let you talk some. Or as you start talking, he's interrupting, you know, all is about him, or you're the one who is doing all the talking until you are showing pictures on your phone of your family. Anyway, you know, I'm not married now. I'm no more married, so it's not based on my longevity in marriage that I'm talking, but relationship is different from marriage. I don't need to be talking about that, right? Some people can do 60 years and maybe they have 6 months of a relationship in that 60 years, but they stayed there for how long would you? So I hope some young girl somewhere, God provide, you know, me, I'm a spiritual person, so I'm like, he told me in the morning, I put down my head, I was like, okay, Papa God, I want to do it this way. Fine, okay. Please, let the girl I am going to set him up with, maybe it's 1 or 2 or 3, I don't want many. Let him at least be able to connect with one of them. Let them have a relationship to the point where even if it breaks up, they will know that they at least learn something about each other and about themselves, and then they can move on with that, you know. I don't want anybody say, hey, Maria Banga, now you connect me with your... No. That's why I'm taking my time. As much as I put it there, I'm going to take my time with the person. I'm going to take my time with him. And then I'm going to only do some exchange of numbers when they're both ready for each other. And one last thing, sisters, I'm not giving any of you his number. It's not for you to reach out to him. He's the one to do it. Don't rush. And even if he does, don't follow up immediately and then follow up. It's some busy somebody just like me. So, I've told some men now, you write to me and I don't reply, and then you write the next one and say, wait, you want to? I just block you. And why is that time for me to be following up one chat after the other? Look at me, trouble. So you have to get to that level of maturity too. And it's not about your age. That is why when he says he wants a young, independent and self-confident woman, I'm like, okay, well, if you were growing up, young, independent, self-confident could be like 25, 26, 28, I don't know. But if you spend your time, Sonita, go and call those pillows. I need to buy some pillows for those boys. If you spend your time and growing up and instead focusing on fashion trends and keeping up with the Kardashians and whatever, doing all of those kind of things and nothing about self-development, confidence, independence, is it today that you are going to start doing all of those things? So young girl, if you're watching now, before I go, please don't waste your what can I call it, youthful years and stuff, just focusing on your body and all of those things, please. Inside, because confidence is not the clothes. Confidence is the inside. Confidence is an emotional intelligence. Go and start reading those things. Go, so that even if you get into a relationship, you'll be able to manage each other, because man, it's not an easy thing at all. Even me sitting here, I'll tell you, it's not easy. I'm taking my time, stuff like that and stuff like that. Okay, well, let me get going now. That's what I wanted to share. Thanks those who join. I don't expect to have many candidates, but I'm hoping that people learn from this for next time. Okay, thank you so much, Michelle, Francoise, la 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 la. If you don't worry, let me just finish something and then I'll get back. Bye bye. God bless us all.